Hello and welcome to the final night. It's me and Cece. We're gonna do some Vampire the Masquerade 20th Anniversary Edition.
Woo. That was my spooky noise. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Welcome everyone to the world of darkness. It's 1999, Portland, Maine, the darkest of timelines.
Right before Y2K.
The specter of Y2K looms is my first line of flavor text.
I was ahead of you. I'm sorry.
Yes. The nights grow short as the summer grows long. Let's see. The world grows darker every night. Which is good. Because this is a world of darkness. The Matrix just came out. The Phantom Menace just came out.
Ooh.
What's up? Hasn't happened yet. 1999, everybody. Remember it. Nobody has cell phones, or if you do, it's a crappy Nokia coffin-looking thing. Coffin for vampires. Okay.
Ooh.
The world of darkness. Serious now.
But it plays Snake, so that's all you need.
And you can call your mom, but only your mom.
Nights and weekends.
And only in emergencies. That's eating up minutes. Cece, would you like to describe your character and an average day for your character?
Oh, sure. So my character is Nicole, aka Nic Campbell. She's just, she's one of the boys. Just kind of like in her late-ish 30s, just like kind of beaten down by life, just kind of like tired, I just want to get to the end of my day. She works as a vet. But at night she does singing at like a local jazz or like blues club kind of vibe. And just she doesn't really have any aspirations of like making it as a singer anymore or anything like that. She's just kind of like doing it because she loves it. It's kind of her thing that she does for herself, She's just kind of living life, a little bit of a loner. Doesn't really get too like close to anyone. Is just kind of like co-workers is like her closest relationship she would qualify. We are friendly acquaintances is probably what she would say to most of the people close to her. Closest to her. So just pretty like average looking gal. White kind of cropped hair that's been like dyed black probably. She's got to keep a little bit of the edge even in her kind of mundane existence, but
Did you say how old? Sorry.
Like I was thinking like 36ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. So the way this has worked is Cece has created a person, not a vampire.
Just a regular old person.
Just a regular old person. Whomst her sire, her clan, her vampire powers, she left out all that in my hands. These grubby little hands. So,
Ooh.
it's a mystery, and we're going to find out more about it together. Looking at your character sheet, which is on the screen, which I realized if I try and scroll it down on the screen, it makes our boxes go away. So I
weird.
might have to fix it. That is my mistake, and I realize how I did that wrong.
Oh.
So,
hope you like looking at the top of my character sheet.
But, I'll try and figure out how to. I can switch that in Studio Mode probably. Okay. So, but was there anything on your character sheet that you kind of want to point out, like, when Marty and I talked about character creation in this system, it's stuff that like you can kind of like find out, like, oh, I didn't realize they were good at camping or something like that. Like, I didn't realize is there anything you found out on here that you were just like, oh, going through this, wow, interesting that, like, animal can make sense. You said the vet thing, medicine, same thing. Like, that's all kind of core to the concept. Is there anything you found out that kind of surprised you?
So on my character sheet, yeah, I kind of thinking about Nic as a character, I was kind of like caught between, the kind of two worlds that she's existing in, which is like her day life as like a veterinarian and her night life is kind of like this like singer chick. And so it kind of seems like sometimes with like the singer route that you want to kind of lean more on like more of a charisma kind of based character because they're a spotlight kind of personality typically, but I didn't really want to go that direction with her since I was making her kind of a loner. So I ended up leaning a lot more towards like the mental side of things. So really put a lot of points into like wits, which I didn't necessarily think that I was going to when I first started out. And then getting down into like the abilities and stuff really spent like the majority of my points over, or, I took the biggest pool for knowledges, which I thought that I would lean when I first started doing the character sheet. I thought I would lean a little bit more into like the skills column. But I ended up kind of leaning more towards the knowledges instead. So.
Okay, cool. Sorry, everybody. Okay. Perfect. Let me see if I can. No, I keep doing it. Okay. So, it's you were let's start late afternoon at the vet's office. Are you like the main vet, or are you like is it like your practice? Like what's the vet's office like?
So I'd say that there's probably like I'm not necessarily like the main vet. I'm probably like one of two or three. Like I imagine is like kind of like one of those bigger vets offices where you've maybe got a couple of different vets to lean on.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to fix this. Oh crap. It's not important. Okay. So it's a bit later in the afternoon. Your shift is probably about over when you get a knock on the door and another one of the vets comes in. His name is Thomas Anderson. Totally random. And Dr. Anderson knocks and he's like, "Hey, Nic, I'm actually going to need you to cover the last 2 hours of my shift. If that's cool. I knew I could count on you. I owe you big time."
I mean, I had a thing after this, but
you can move it. See, I can't.
All right, dude. Yeah, sure. I'll make it happen for you, Tom. Which is what I call him when I'm mad at him.
Oh, his name.
Well, usually I would call him like Thomas because I'm assuming that he prefers to be called Thomas, but I call him Tom when I'm mad at him.
Probably that kind of guy. He's like actually awesome, cool, radical, tubular, people in the 90s. He says,
does he do kickflips on his skateboard on the way out?
Out of there, and he says, "I'm going to see the Matrix for the 15th time."
Crushes a Capri Sun.
He turns into liquid, and then he slides under the door. No, he's like, "This is great. I can't miss this tea time. You're the best, Nic." And he bounces. Yeah, you're like, I don't think this guy's a good golfer, or he's not
Oh,
yes,
tea
yes,
time.
tea time.
was thinking-
It's still typically not at night. It's typically in the morning.
I was thinking like tiny sandwiches.
I like to think you're like, who's drinking tea? And you look over at his desk, and there's like a bunch of golf paraphernalia, and you're like,
Oh, okay.
so
I don't know. We're not close.
he's your best friend. I think you described him in the intro, which is sad. A couple other like assistants, like vet assistants, and folks who work the front desk come back and are like, "Aren't you supposed to be gone?" Like,
Yeah. Tom. Tommy. Tom.
we love Tom. Tom's so great.
Sure. He does good work when he's here.
They'll nod. Yeah. Tom's the worst. You know that, but he's got, a charm about him that clearly is working on some folks.
He's got a machismo.
Yeah, a megawatt smile. Kind of smiles and finger guns, and you're just like, Tom.
Yeah.
So you were there well past when you're supposed to be, and it's probably pressing up against your gig, which, what's your like pre-gig ritual? Like, this is obviously interfering with it, but what would it normally be?
After work, just go and probably crush a sando at the local deli.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Gotta have my pre singing Tang. Remember
Yep,
Tang?
I do remember Tang. You're gonna get a surge too.
Yeah. You gotta mix them together.
Jolt Cola. You know what?
God.
Tang and Surge probably wouldn't be too bad.
Right? They're both citrusy.
Yeah.
Fake citrusy. No, probably just go and grab some dinner beforehand. Do some like vocal warm-ups, but not anything like too intense, because again, like, who am I trying to impress? Billy, who's drunk at the bar again, it's just for me.
Okay,
so yeah.
So how would you dress at the bar? Because right now you're in scrubs.
Yeah, definitely not in scrubs. Definitely do not do that. Let's see, what's kind of like probably like pretty beatnik style-y. So like maybe like a turtleneck, like a long sleeve turtleneck sweater or something. And just like some jeans, some nice boots. Maybe if I'm feeling fancy, a little beret.
Oh, I meant to ask this earlier. You said you have your hair dyed black. Is that is that to cover your natural hair color, or is it to cover gray?
Probably just to cover natural hair color.
Yeah.
Again, just she doesn't get a whole lot of opportunities for edge in her life anymore, but where she can take them, she gets them.
Okay.
Her hair is probably like a light brown normally.
Okay, so it's really going somewhere. Yeah. Okay, let's give this bar a name. Do you have a...
Ooh. I don't know why, but the first name that popped into my head was the Easy Lounger.
You're down at the Easy Lounger. It's down in... Do you think it's in like a nicer part of town, or...
Probably like middle class kind of area.
So probably, okay.
So not like ritzy or anything, but not too terribly run down where I would feel like in danger
Right.
constantly.
Well, yeah.
But
So
maybe on like
not
the
South
more
Portland.
no, maybe on the like edging on the edge of maybe more rough and tumble.
Okay, so maybe let's say you're like straight up kind of center of the city, which is Parkside, it looks like.
Okay,
Or like yeah, like waterfront. Let's say you're in the waterfront.
that sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of cool restaurants down there. A lot of them are on the pier kind of thing, and then there's the ferry lines that go out to the various islands. Where there's one where like kind of a bunch of people have vacation homes, and then there's one that's got like an abandoned like World War II fort on it, which there's not really boats. You kayak to that one. But,
Okay.
yeah, there's like a couple islands that have other things on them around that you take ferries to and such. And then yeah, a bunch of restaurants. So down at the easy, so you get off work, and it's probably way closer to your shift, or your gig than you would like. You crush a lobster roll on a tang.
You'd think it'd gunk up your throat, but it really just like opens up the vocal
All
cords.
that butter, mayo, and lobster. It's just great for your throat. Doesn't make you logy at all. Gargling tang. It's the secret.
It's the secret to my non-success.
Hey, Billy knows who you are, and that's
Yeah.
he's drunk most of the time, so the fact that he remembers means something.
There you go. That's a good way to look at it.
So you head down to the Easy Lounger, and we're gonna make our first roll of the game. Can I get a perception alertness check, please?
Uh-huh.
So,
How do I do that?
Okay, sure, yeah. So, in the world of darkness, in Vampire the Masquerade, each of your abilities or attributes has a number of dots in them. That corresponds to the number of dice you roll.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay. Yeah.
Perception, your mental stat is 3 dice, and your alertness
Is 1.
is 1. Sorry, I'm just trying to. Awareness is mystic. Alertness is mundane. Okay. So you roll a total of 4 dice. I'm looking for 6s and up.
Okay.
If you get a 10, we're going to count that as 2 successes. That's I don't remember if that's. I don't know if that's in the rules. I like that for a crit.
Okay. So you're looking for 6s and up. So I got 2 successes.
Okay, good. Yeah, there's an edge to the crowd as you're kind of coming through the waterfront port side. There's it's more kind of gothy punky than you're used to, like especially in the summer. Like you're just kind of like this is almost peak tour. Like you're getting into tourist season, and Portland's a pretty touristy town. There should be a bunch of people lined up for lobster rolls and hi-fi donuts, if that exists in 1999. Getting bacon, candied bacon on their donuts and stuff. Going down to the Bull Moose, which is like a local used media store. So they probably still sell like CDs and cassettes at this point. But you're just like, this is a lot gothier than you're kind of used to, like a lot edgier. And no one's being like up in your face or whatever, but probably because it is the world of darkness. There's a bunch of people with, a bunch of piercings, all black, a lot of cigarette smoke because it's still it's still in the 90s.
Yeah.
And you're probably going into a bar that still lets you smoke inside.
I don't miss that.
Remember smoking
Tell you what I
sections?
don't miss.
Remember the one table between you and the smoking section, and that's it?
Oh, the war. God.
And one table will stop it.
It just stops the smoke completely.
It's amazing in this IHOP.
And remember you having to justify, like, yeah, I don't want to wait 30 minutes, so I guess I'll sit in the smoking section.
They have different wait times. Oh my god.
So gross.
The past wasn't good, kids. I know you'll find that shocking. Yeah, but there's a lot of starting to be a little roughhousing. You're hearing a lot of fuck, yeah. Got so many Buster Swords right now.
I mean, yeah, I'll probably just try and, like, sneak as inconspicuously as possible because I don't want to get involved in whatever they're getting involved in, and, like, mad respect for the look, for being able to, really pull it off. But I've got a place to be.
Okay. Yeah. So you get small, which is hard when you're walking through a crowd. You just like head down. I don't need this. I don't need this heat. And some dopey 17-year-old is kind of like telling some big exaggerated story and like does some like giant, arm movement and kind of bumps into you. And he's like, oh, sorry, lady. You here for the band?
For the band?
Yeah, Toxic Shock Syndrome. They're fucking rad.
Have I ever heard of this band before?
Yeah, let's see. What can I make you roll for that? Let's do wits. Mm-hmm. Wits performance. That's a good roll for you.
That is a really good roll.
That's going to be 7 dice.
Yeah. Woo. All right.
Because he's kind of asking quick. Like, you don't have time to think about it. You're just kind of like, do I know this cool band? I know it's a medical condition.
And am I looking for 6s and above still?
Yeah, let's do 6s and up.
Okay. Ooh. Okay, only 3 successes. I'm not hit with it.
That's still what you need.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. You've heard of them before. They've been around a couple times. They don't.
Are they like? I'm guessing punky gothy.
They're punky gothy. They're kind of yeah. They're much more like proper punk goth than like the kind of the pop punk that is becoming more popular, like in the mainstream. Like they are like a little more like edgy alternative kind of.
They probably think that Marilyn Manson is too tame, kind of a crowd.
Yeah, kind of thing. So
it's too mainstream.
It's too mainstream. Exactly. But yeah, you've heard of them. You've never seen them, and they never quite line up with like your schedule. So you've been able to kind of even been around it like that, for whatever reason. You haven't even like performed at the same time as them, but they're an all-girl group. And yeah, they've been around for a couple of years. They've kind of they're pretty New England centric. Like it seems like they go to like Boston, and that's kind of the furthest they go.
Okay.
But yeah, so kind of like, yeah, they're pretty rad.
Yeah, rad, man. Like it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
When do they go on?
Soon.
Soon o'clock.
What do you need? When do you want them to go on?
I mean, preferably after I'm done.
After you're
singing.
done, probably. Yeah, like 10.
Yeah, that sounds like a perfectly reasonable time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, maybe I'll check them out. Thanks, man.
Say my name at the door, and you'll get $5 off.
What's your name?
Chowder.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Right on.
New England chowder, I'm assuming.
I was gonna tap it, but not.
Who's in New England?
I'll still
His
tap
name's
it.
Chowder. All right, rad man.
Fuck a man.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah. Fuck. Got so many Buster swords. Goes back to the story. No, he's fighting Ultimate Ruby or whatever.
All right, yeah, I'll continue on, but man, I'm looking forward to that show later.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, yeah. So you go down. You know, there's the club owner, the band, or rather, is there a band, or do you play to like? Are they cheap that they just like throw a CD in and you're basically doing like fancy karaoke? Or is there like a proper band?
I assume that there's probably at least like a drummer, a guitar. I forgot the word guitar for a second there.
Yeah, like maybe like drummer, guitar, bass, or piano on a whatever night. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Cool.
If it's a really fancy night, they'll maybe bring in a sax player if he's, you know, in town and feeling up to it. But, you know, he's kind of a flake, so.
I'm not feeling up to it. God damn it, sax guy.
We've learned to work around him.
Yeah, the other band, the band guys are tuning up. They're kind of like, you're like later than usual. They don't say anything. They just kind of nod and yeah, they're always friendly enough, you know. Like,
yeah.
They're more work acquaintances for you.
We maintain a professional working relationship. Yeah.
They think you're cool. You're, you know, they have one rule: be cool. You're cool usually, so you know. Yeah. Okay. How is your heart in it tonight?
I mean, I'm pretty tired from working, you know, late shift at work. I kind of had to rush home and change, so I didn't have like time to like shower off the animal smell or anything like that. So
the guitar player is not looking at you a lot, like, oh god, it smells like dog sweat.
It's just dog saliva, you know. That's how they sweat.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I didn't need to know that animal fact.
It's a pretty common animal fact, my dude.
No, he's okay, yeah, so your heart's not really into it. When did Nic start singing? Like, why is this kind of important to her?
You know, she started singing probably, you know, as in her like teens or whatever, maybe did like a little like choir or something in school, or you know, but nothing really ever too like serious or anything. But probably it brought her closer to her dad, because he always was singing and stuff when she was a kid. So, you know, she hasn't been like formally trained or anything really, just kind of like, just enjoys it. It's kind of her like stress relief, I guess, in a way. You know, working kind of a stressful job. Yeah, like I said, she just kind of does it like for her. I mean, it's better than drinking, am I right? So.
And do you feel like you, do you get paid here, or do you get paid in like tips? Like, is there like a jar up at the front, or does
probably
or does the establishment give you, you know, $50 a night or whatever?
I mean, they probably are like, you get to keep your tips, and you have to split them with the band, of course, and then free drinks all night, you know, like, but yeah, they're probably pretty cheap.
Yeah, you're gonna drink them out of Tang, so.
We got it on tap.
Oh.
By that I mean in powder.
Just pouring the giant powder into like a big tank. Ugh.
In a tank.
Gumping up the tubes. No, it's not this stream. Okay, awesome. So yeah, it's a night. Yeah. It's you're not super into it tonight. The band's kind of going along. Yeah, they kind of fall into it. Mm-hmm. It's mostly rote at this point. Y'all make decent tips. You play during dinner. Mm-hmm. Wrap up around 9, and then they get and then kind of the bar starts to transition to more like
Billy's.
Yeah, I don't even like. Yeah, just kind of sad. I was just thinking sadder. It just gets sadder. Like just like all the people who care for jazz have gone home. Basically, mm-hmm. So it's just like they probably throw on like a boxing match or something like that. Mm-hmm. And across the street at
Bar O'Clock.
Bar O'Clock.
That's the name of the bar.
Oh, it's the name of the bar. Excellent. I was going to come up with the name of a bar name, but at Bar O'Clock, in like half an hour, Toxic Shock Syndrome will be playing.
Sick. I'll casually kind of like ask my bandmates if they are going to go and see the show. They might be surprised that I'm speaking to them.
Kind of like the one like. The guitarist is like putting his case away, and he like looks at the drummer like, "Did you ask me a question?"
No. Yeah, you're gonna go and see the show.
Nicole.
Oh, Nick's fine. It's cool.
Oh. Just worked together for 5 years. I didn't know that, but sorry, Nick.
Yeah.
I that's not really my scene.
Oh yeah.
But they always draw a good crowd. Must pay pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they seem pretty popular, so yeah. Yeah.
It's kids' music, I
like
jazz, blues.
Yeah.
You're gonna go?
Yeah, I figured, might as well check it out. I got $5 off at the door for mentioning the name Chowder, apparently, so.
That dude's just giving away $5 coupons.
Oh, you've heard of New England Chowder?
He bumps into everybody, I'll tell you what.
Yeah. That's how we met. It's an arm in the face.
That's Chowder.
Just gotta watch where
it's like going. A far off look like, oh, Chowder. The guitarist whose name is Tony. It's just like, kind of looks back at Dave, the drummer. And Dave's like, their drummer is sick. This is how I just pictured most drummers. They're just like, I only care about drummers.
I mean, yeah. Heard she can really beat them sticks.
Yeah. Very technically proficient's not the right word because like very she's like Yingli Malmsteen. Is he around yet? Like sure. Sort of a virtuoso. Like it's really technically impressive. That's the word I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. A lot of not saying just for someone so young. Usually they're playing with all heart. And it's good.
Yeah.
But there's the heart, and it's technically impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Some good stuff.
I'll have to keep an ear out for it, yeah.
That you do, Nick.
Well.
Tony hands Dave like $5. Like, she talked to us. I lost that bet.
Excellent.
I thought she would never talk to us.
And showing an interest in your personal lives?
Oh, man. If she asks if we have, like, a wife or kids, I'm going to give you $100.
Well, yeah, if you want $5 off at the door, I guess mention Chowder. I'll be around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a good night, Nick.
You as well.
She talked to us. For a while, I thought she couldn't maybe speak English. Like, she only knew how to sing. Weirder things have happened. Okay, yeah. As established, you get free drinks here. Do you want, like, a drink for the road or anything like that?
Yeah, I'll grab a quick, like, rum and coke real quick.
Okay,
and
yeah. Rum and RC Cola. It's the 90s. Quick, get some Tab. That's the 80s.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of nursing a rum and coke. A couple, like, polite, people come up and are like, oh, you were so good. Kind of, various polite conversations. And you head over to the, bar o'clock. Indeed, you mentioned Chowder's name at the door. The dude at the door is like, yo, you know Chowder? Like, as if it's, like, the first time he's heard it. You heard the first 3 people in front of you say, like, I know Chowder. And he's just like, yo, you know Chowder?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I gotta ID you.
Oh. Okay.
Oh. It turns out I didn't have to ID you. Kind of like hands you back.
Thanks for the reminder, man.
No problem. Very aggressively stamps your hand.
All right. Cool.
So bunch of people milling about. The stage is pretty small and it's kind of cramped. It looks like it's a 4-piece, very traditional bass, guitar, drum, singer. Whose names are... Oh, you figure out... Let's see. The lead singer is named... You find out that they all have the last name Horn. But it's
okay.
It's like that White Stripes thing where it's just like, are they sisters? Is it like are they like the Ramones, or is it like an act? Like, what is it?
Yeah.
Like, nobody really knows.
They look like similar enough they could be sisters, but like different enough that you question it.
Like, maybe they're cousins. Maybe it's like 2 of them are sisters, and those 2 are just like, fuck, we need a drummer, dude. You can be our drummer,
Yeah.
You have to be called Horn, though.
It's legally
sign this document. But yeah. Some opener comes out. They're perfectly fine. There's a lot of, you get slammed into a bunch.
Yeah. I was hoping to miss the opener, but sure. Yeah.
They're perfectly fine. They've been hat fog or something. No.
Sick.
They're a fog hat cover band, and you're like, why are you opening up for this punk group? Fog hat? What is this?
Well, they make it real punk,
Yeah.
It's like punk covers.
Oh my God. Punk covers of Fog Hat. We're Hat Fog. So eventually Hat Fog leaves. I don't know why Fog Hat was the first thing I thought of, but the Toxic Shock Syndrome comes on. The crowd is electric. Like, they are just buzzing, and you can feel them, but you've never felt this kind of energy before.
Ooh. Okay.
It's infectious a little bit. You're just like, okay, like,
yeah.
I hope this is good. And yeah, they're dressed appropriately punky, a lot of black, a lot of leather, kind of torn up like stockings. The guitarist is wearing like a schoolboy uniform, like it's
sick.
It's not even like it's like the little shorts. It's it's very AC/DC. And they've got a bunch of like stuff scrawled on the back of their jacket. The tie's all torn up.
Lots of safety pins everywhere.
Yeah, safety pins. There is not a thing. Nary a pin is unsafetied. And nary a piece of clothing is unattached by a safety pin. Yep. Like the drummer's got, some denim vest with a giant patch on the back kind of thing. Lot of nose piercings, a couple lip piercings. And yeah, so the lead singer comes out, and she looks like, they all look like they're in their early 20s probably. The lead singer is a very pretty young woman, kind of, black hair, kind of swooped big and chunky over her face, but not in like a early 2000s emo way. It's just like her hair is just super thick, and that's just how it's laying. It's like she didn't, like, it's not helmeted there with, hairspray. It's just kind of like, it has nowhere else to go. It's so heavy. It's just kind of covering most of her face.
Okay.
And, nope. Oh, crap. Sorry, everybody, if we disappeared again for a second. I'm trying to, which one is this? This is the one I want. Okay. So she starts, they just tear into a song, and everyone goes crazy. And the young woman starts singing, and it's just beautiful. Like, you've never heard this kind of range or technical prowess. It's like when like you figure out like oh, T-Pain can sing. It's just like the auto tune is a gimmick, but like if he wants to, he can sing. Or like Haley Williams from Paramore, you're like, oh shit, like you're a good singer, like you're a technically good singer.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, where you're just like, oh, like almost like she's screaming through a lot of it, but you can hear just the power and the technical, like just how strong and developed and amazing her voice is. And she's doing this thing where it sounds like she's like throwing it throughout the room. Like, it's like, you're just like, what kind of stage craft is this? Like, they must have speakers everywhere. Like, it's just like this like creepy, like Pink Floyd thing where it's like panning throughout the crowd.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you're just like immediately entranced. And everyone is eating it up. Like, they are all like, this is the best thing I've ever seen.
I mean, I can see why, yeah.
And their first song is called Debbie.
Of course. It's gotta be.
And it's about missing Debbie. And you're just like, fuck, I'm gonna cry. Like, it's just moving.
I'm gonna really cry in front of all these kids. Shit.
Fuck. I'm supposed to be cool. I'm not cool. You just crying more.
Roll to hide how uncool I am.
Okay, sure. That's manipulation stealth.
Ah, shit. I'm not good at any of that.
Difficulty 7. This is harder.
110.
Oh, 2 successes. I'm a big, strong, independent woman.
Don't take no shit.
Head held high. You just like the dripping liner is a look. Other people have it. I'm fitting in. The set goes on. They play a couple covers, but it is a lot of originals. And one of those things where like the people like a lot of times when you see kind of bands you've never heard of, you're just like, people want to see covers. Like they want songs they know. But like these people almost like they love everything, but they love the originals more. Like they're just like, you don't need to play any of these covers. You know, it's like the man who sold the world kind of covers and you know, like Black Hole Sun and stuff like that. Very kind of grungy covers, like more grungy in the covers than the kind of their original stuff, which is a lot more punky. Okay, so at like maybe about like the halfway point through the show, you swear that the lead singer is like looking directly at you, kind of thing. And like,
okay,
like they just haven't. She hasn't taken her eyes off you, and like for the whole song, and she's just like kind of singing along, and like kind of her body's moving, but like again, her gaze is just locked on you.
I'm tired, so I'm just gonna assume that it's just like my perspective thing.
Right.
You know, it's probably like 5 other people down the line. They're thinking the same thing. I'm just like entranced by her voice. Like, yeah, sure, yeah, she's looking at me, not, you know.
Yeah, Krista's dad.
Just at the crowd in general.
Right. Krista's dad always claims, he went to a Paul McCartney show once, and he always claims Paul McCartney looked right at me when I wanted to take a picture of him. He's just like, he looked in your direction, Fred. Like, you just happened to get a pretty good picture of him. Like, he looked right at me. He knew.
With the stage lights, you can't probably see anything. See a thing.
He might have been like, what is that thing reflecting in my eye? Oh, it's a camera lens. Because Krista's dad uses like a proper. He's like a proper photographer. Like he likes big
tight
cameras. Yeah. So yeah, just kind of like, and yeah, kind of phase. But every once in a while, you feel like she's noticing you again.
I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna keep assuming that it's not actually me because I don't want to get like delusional about anything, especially you know, stage lights and everything. She's not really looking at me, but like I feel the connection, you know.
I mean,
it's the music, it's everything. Yeah,
music is life. I mean, in a weird way, you just feel you're just buzzing. The show ends and kind of, you know, people, there's an encore and people kind of stick around for a bit and then, you know, they start to disperse and go down to, you know, different bars and stuff like that. What would you do?
I'm kind of picturing this as to like a lot of those like smaller bar like stage shows that I've been to, where like the band goes like back for a little bit to like cool down and you know get less sweaty, but then they kind of come back out on stage and maybe help like break down a little bit or like talk to people. Is it that kind of vibe?
They definitely come back out and or break because it's clearly it's all their equipment. Like they didn't. It's not like the venue has a drum set or whatever. It's just like I'm gonna get my drum set back into the van. So the poor drummer, you know, is back out there first, being like, I gotta break down my kit. But they all come out and, you know, they're all, as implied, they're all sweaty and, you know, her hair is kind of like the lead singer comes back out and her hair is like it's just plastered to her face at this point.
If they had like a merch table or something, I probably would have gone and bought a CD.
They have cassettes. Yeah.
Oh,
it's sick, 1999. Yeah. It's too expensive to print their own CDs. They can make cassettes though.
Then I'd get a cassette, you know, and then if I'm like wrapping up that purchase at the time that they're coming out and they're not like too being like crowded around, I'd go and see if I could get like a signature. I'm not above it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. It's a couple people come up But then, like, as soon as you approach, it seems like everybody else wraps up, like, all the other fans, like, wrap up their business and just kind of leave.
Oh.
Like, almost abruptly. And the lead singer looks at you and she says, did you enjoy the show?
Yeah, I mean, not to be like, you know, hyperbolic or anything like that, but like that's some of the best singing I've ever heard in my life. Like, that was amazing.
A very slight smile kind of graces her face, and she says, "Oh, you are too kind. What's your name?"
Oh, gosh, I'm Nick.
Nick. She introduces herself as Danny.
Oh, can I shake your hand, Danny?
Yeah. Shakes your hand. Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you so much for an amazing show. If it's not too much, I'd love to get a signature. I can't wait to listen to the cassette later. Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Signs the cassette. Signs the cassette. She says, you seem familiar. Have I seen you before?
Oh, I mean, I live around town, so I don't know how much you all get up to Portland, Maine, but you know, maybe if you've had a sick pet,
She kind of smiles. She's like, no, that's not it.
I sometimes like sing or whatever over at the Easy Lounger. It's you know. Again, I don't know how much you get up this way. It's kind of, you know, out of the way. I'm sure y'all are busy touring around and living that tour life, you know.
She says, sing something for me.
Like right now?
Yes.
I mean, it's not gonna be like anything close to what you can do, man, but gosh, I haven't had my tang. Sure.
There's not. I can't give you inspiration, but fuck.
Yeah, sure. I guess I'll just sing something, and here I go.
And a 1 and a 2.
Any requests or just anything? Yeah.
No, she wants you to sing. Like, she wants you to pick. Like, that's important to her.
Oh, sure. I'll launch into something that I think that would impress her from 1990s.
Sure. Yeah. Sing the Humpty Dance. Fuck. That's not it.
Shoosh. What would impress her? what 90s era song or before would impress her? I'll start singing "Wish You Were Here."
Okay, perfect. Yeah. A beautiful.
Yeah.
Song.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have you roll for it because this is what you do. Like this is, you know.
I mean, I haven't had my tang, and
you haven't had your tang, so
I'm on the spot,
you know,
but
it's
it's still what I do.
Yeah, you're nervous, but yeah, no, this is what you do. So, she is like transfixed by you, and she's like,
Han Solo gif me.
Lando's not a man. He's a assistant. No, wait. I messed that up. Lando's assistant. No, wait.
Fuck.
Han Solo gif. Me? It's not my fault. No, yeah, she's like transfixed by you. And she says, a beautiful song, and you performed it so with so much it clearly means a lot to you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a great song, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that song. So
Maybe this is forward. Would you like to come back to where we're staying? We could talk some more.
I mean, yeah, sure. If y'all are cool hanging with the kind of a square like me, but sure, yeah.
She looks back at the band. The band all kind of like straighten up, like, yeah, we're cool.
Then yeah, rad. I didn't really come with anything. I just came from, doing my own gig. Ha. So,
Your presence is all the presence we need.
Man, she's smooth. Okay, cool. Yeah.
She's like, we'll meet you in the back alley in 10. And like she kind of hustles along and starts loading up.
Rad, yeah.
She slams a tang.
It's the best pre-singing ritual, I'm telling you.
Throws it out. No. She hops back. In 10 minutes, you kind of go to the back. There's a bunch of people smoking cigarettes out here because it's the 90s. And they're just all like, have you heard about Y2K? We're all fucked.
I'm just gonna like do that thing where you try and like hold your breath but not look like you're holding your breath
right
as you walk through.
And it's Portland never gets super hot, so it's not like it's really not uncomfortable, but it is a pretty warm night, so you're kind of like, ugh. It's just everyone's hot breath is on me.
Blech.
So you're invited into the van. It's, an uncomfortable van full of band equipment and 4 women,
Sick.
The drummer's driving because, of course, the drummer's driving.
Yeah.
And she's kind of like, she's really like tall, so she's kind of like, I hate this stupid van, like, because she has to have the seat as far up as she can to fit all the stuff in the back. I hate this.
The worst.
Y'all get back to some crappy hotel kind of in South Portland. And the other band members are like, we're beat. Good night.
Yeah, great show, everyone. You did awesome.
Hey, you too, Danny's friend.
Yeah. Sure.
So yeah, so it's just you and Danny.
Mm-hmm.
She goes and she like puts the radio on, and she's like, do you have a station you like, or
Oh, yeah, and I'll list off whatever the local like alternative station is.
She's like, excellent choice, and he kind of turns it on. Green Day's playing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, she kind of gets like, you're in a hotel room. She could sit anywhere, and she sits like right up next to you.
Oh, okay. I will be stiff as a board. Hands on my knees.
Wow, what weather we are having, am I right?
Yeah. Just smooth.
She says, I don't think the others understand what an incredible talent you
Oh, I mean, I'm sorry. I don't really know how to take a compliment, I'll be honest. Like, I don't receive them very often. So,
You must learn. She says, I have heard your voice every night for 50 years, and I finally found you.
50 years? I am not, I know I might look it, but I'm not 50.
But also, she's like 22.
Yeah.
She gets in real close.
I am going to assume that this person is
Sorry.
narcotics.
Into narcotics, yep. She bites your neck.
Oh!
It feels amazing. It's like if you, I don't know if Nick is into the drugs, but if she broke her leg or something like that and they had to give her morphine, and, you know, when she was like 15 or whatever, and she's like, oh, like it's like it's like a narcotic high. Like it feels amazing.
Just not know how to process this situation.
What do I do with my hands? She says, now we can be together. We can harmonize. Oh, it will be perfect.
What?
Yeah, kind of. You get a little foggy and you pass out. Do you have a cell phone?
No.
No. Okay. Yep.
Think I'm paying for that crap? That's a fad. That'll be over soon.
I carry 15 quarters around with me for a payphone if I ever need it. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Pagers didn't last, neither will these cell phones.
There's a payphone on every corner. When am I ever going to need a phone in my pocket?
That's never going to change. Okay, so you don't have like 18 missed calls from work, but
No.
Yeah, you kind of, you feel like, oh, I must have only passed out for a minute. It's still nighttime, but like the room is empty. But
I'm still in that room.
You're still in that room. And
Okay.
Yeah, you can hear the radio is still playing.
Oh, interesting. Do I feel like I'm alone?
Yes.
Oh. Is it like dark in here? Are the lights on or?
The lights are not on now.
Oh. Then I guess I'll go and try and find the light switch.
Okay, yeah. Stumbling around, you flip on the light switch. Yeah. Eyes blink as they adjust. Yeah, it looks like, I mean, there's still stuff here, but you are alone.
Oh, okay. I'm assuming because I don't have a cell phone to tell me what time it is, I would have a watch.
A watch. It's a hotel room, so there's
yeah.
You're like, it's like 9:30, and it's obviously night. So you're like, well, it's earlier than. Did I go back in time? Did you sleep through the day? Like you must have slept through the day.
Okay, that's weird. I am going to exit.
Okay, yeah. You walk down the hallway and you're like, God, everyone in this hotel is playing their radio so loud. This music is following you.
Does it seem like everybody is like tuned to the same station?
Yeah. It's like one contiguous song kind of thing.
I will walk a little bit faster.
Okay. Let me double check something. God, this book's big.
Yeah, I was very glad for Marty's character creation notes because he specifically lists the pages that each of those sections like start on. I'm like, thank goodness, Marty. Thank you so much because that is a huge PDF. Like my computer was having trouble loading it big.
It's so big. Google, when you try and download it from Drive, it's just like, oh.
Yeah.
I can't preview this. I can't scan it. It's huge.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, download it maybe.
Yeah, it's probably okay. You know the person who uploaded this.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you hustle Buns out of there. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you're in South Portland somewhere. Like, I kind of remember where we are.
Weird. Okay. Yeah, I'll just start heading towards home because
you can still hear that music, and it's not getting any quieter.
Look behind me. Nothing there. Nothing that could be playing the radio. Cool. I'm going to put my keys between my fingers.
You are making an impromptu knife. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And
shiv, but
just walk. Still walking, not quite like into a run. But just like walking as fast as I can, but head on a swivel for sure.
Okay, yeah. So keys down. Going.
Mm-hmm. And I'll definitely put like my like main house key is like the first one. So if I do get to my house, it'll be like quick.
Click. Yep. Yeah. Do you have a car? Or you just walk?
Oh,
Portland's a very walkable city.
Yeah, I'd probably just like walk or ride a bike or I
can't remember what public transit's like, but literally when we walked everywhere, it's very walkable. Like it's really nice in that way. Oh no, we rented a car. Anyway, okay. You are walking. Kind of hustling. I'm trying to think. You have to cross a bridge to get back onto Portland. Because you wouldn't want to take a ferry, or I don't think they would have one. So you pass like, the mall kind of is over here. It's like it's a big mall. A bunch of grocery stores and stuff, and you're just kind of hustling. A couple breweries. And right as you're about to get on the bridge, some like tough, and by that I mean I'm an old person. I mean like a street, like a gang member or something like that, like a street tough. Like kind of falls in behind you and is walking kind of quick.
Walk. Still continue walking. Don't want to look like a fucking weirdo sprinting through the streets at night.
Okay.
But definitely try and stay in like the lamplight or street lights like as much as possible.
Okay, yeah. You can hear, again, there's still just music just playing. It just has not stopped. It's changed a couple times, but it's kind of it still all makes sense. It's like one contiguous kind of melody. You hear a knife switch open, like a switchblade.
Oh, now I will run.
Okay, yeah. We'll run after you. So give me a strength athletics roll. So you have 2 dots in it.
2. Cool.
Cool. 7. Looking for a 7.
Ooh. Damn, 2 6s. Damn.
Okay. He catches up to you. And he says, "Give me your money."
I will whip around and like clearly show my fist with like the keys in it. I'm like, dude, you do not want to fuck with me right now.
He like panics and tries to stab you, and it just bounces off your arm.
I just gonna look at him awkwardly.
And you said you do not want to fuck with me right now. His eyes kind of glaze over, and he says, I don't want to fuck with you. And he just beats it.
I am assuming at this point that I have been slipped something, and I'm going to just
This is the worst trip ever.
double time towards my home.
Okay, yeah. Book it. No one else bothers you on the way home. As soon as you get into your home, you open the key. You're just like, okay, everything's cool. Do you have any pets?
I was thinking that she would have like a big like a husky mix or like a big Samoan, something in that like big fluffy dog category.
Very excited to see you. Just like, oh my god. You've been away for so long. Kind of just immediately like sits on you because giant dogs think they're all lap dogs.
They do.
And as soon as you sit down and you're like, okay, you can still hear the music. That's weird. But
Yeah.
you're like, you know what? This is okay. You're home.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear Danny start to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I'm sorry I had to leave. You should follow my voice. We can be together. I have a lot I need to talk to you about.
Okay, I just need to go to sleep. I gotta go to sleep. That's it. I need to go to sleep. That's it. I gotta sleep it off, and it'll be fine. You know, like that's how this stuff works, right? You just you go to sleep. You make sure that you're on your side in case you throw up, so you don't die, and you're gonna be fine. Yep. So I'll try and go to sleep.
Okay.
On my side, so I don't throw up and die.
Also you can see like your answering machine light has like 15 missed, calls on it or whatever.
I clearly am not in a state to take those calls right now. I just need to go to sleep, and it'll be all okay in the morning.
Okay. Yeah. You close your eyes and you're like, everything's cool. And you drift into a sleep. You wake up 9:30 the next night.
Am I still hearing music?
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
And now you're like really thirsty? You didn't drink or eat anything. You're probably dehydrated.
I'll go and get some water. Yeah.
You immediately throw it up.
Well, that's not good. That can't be good.
Historically, no. You can hear Danny's voice say, Nick, I'm sorry. Please just follow my voice.
You know what? Fuck it. Sure. Why? Fine. Nothing else is working. Sure.
You have 30 missed calls now, by the way.
I
don't
have time.
You can hear the tapes just run out. Because it's still a tape. So as you start walking, again, there's this constant music in the background. But like anytime you start to walk, like Danny, you'll hear Danny be like, turn left. And kind of you're just like, okay. And kind of giving you these directions as you're walking.
It's the weirdest map quest ever, all right?
Turn left. No, don't, not, no. Up a street.
No, this is back when you still had to print off
a
the map
U-turn.
quest.
Make a U-turn at the easiest convenience. Why are you mad at me, MapQuest?
Do y'all remember when you had to print off your directions? You didn't just have a
No.
GPS on your phone?
And hope you remembered them and didn't leave them on the kitchen table. And you're just like, I remember half of them.
You probably had to go to the library to print them off because who's had a printer at home?
And if you did,
So it's like shit.
Just ate ink. I mean, they still do, but or you had
I spent 15 cents on these. Like now I left them on the counter. What the
physical map? You got from AAA. You just hope it's still current. You know.
God. Or there's not construction.
Yeah, road closures. You're just like, this road doesn't exist. How can I go here? So yeah, it just starts lefting and righting and lefting. You eventually make your way, and it's about you walk a long time, and you're just so thirsty. And
man, I need some Tang.
Oh, honey, you can't ever have Tang again.
No. But she slammed one.
Yeah, I said she also. I also said she immediately threw it up.
Damn it.
Because I forgot she can't slam a Tang. You can take a merit at some point that'll let you be able to eat and drink. But my Tang. You just start walking. You walk back through Southport, and you're like, "Fuck." You see that dude again. He's just like, "I'm not messing with you. Like, you told me to fuck off." He sees you again, and it's just like something reactivates in his brain, and he just leaves again. He was talking to someone, and they're just like, "Dude, we have gang things to do." Like, and you just start walking, and you walk through the woods. You walk through South Portland. You're just walking down to Cape Elizabeth.
Okay.
Which is kind of it's just south. There's like a lighthouse, and it's otherwise like a bunch of like foresty kind of area. And if I remember correctly, there's an old like abandoned like fort there.
Okay.
And you just walk, and then eventually you see the lighthouse, and it's night, so nobody's here. Like, it's a big tourist spot. Well, there's a couple people here, probably teens, you know, kind of like whatever, we're gonna make out and throw a bottle. That's what teens do, right?
Nailed it.
And yeah, eventually you just get into like this old, it's like super graffitied, old like World War II bunker.
Okay.
And there's just kind of a bunch of old embattlements, and it's clearly abandoned. But eventually Danny sort of steps out of the shadows, and she's with her band, and she says, "Oh, you should have listened. You must be so thirsty." And she puts the drummer forward, and she says, "Drink."
What?
She is used to the embrace. Bite her neck.
What?
I have given you eternity. You're a vampire, Nick.
Excuse me? What? Listen, like, I know that you're all into the gothy scene and everything like that. It's totally cool. For you, what?
You are a vampire. You hear music, you have an unquenchable thirst. You can hear my voice even though I am not here. Or what was not there. She's here now. I embraced you. The kiss of eternity.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's just the drugs talking. I think we all just sleep it off and it'll be fine, you know? Just, yeah.
You cannot sleep off. She kind of sighs and like grabs the bass player and like takes a bite and clearly drinks some blood. And she gestures at the drummer, whose name is Diane. I'm sorry, Diana. It's the goddess, you know.
Of course.
Her real name is probably Diane, and she's like, I'm Diana now. Like,
of course.
it's Diana, Danny, Grace, and Sabrina. And she just took a bite of Sabrina. She's just like, you will feel so much better.
What?
You and I are vampires. They're ghouls. It's complicated. One of them kind of glares at you like, I can't believe you were made a vampire. I wanted to be a vampire.
Shit. Bitter. No. Bitter Betty over here.
Apparently she heard your voice for 50 years or whatever, so you get to be a vampire, even though I've been fucking lugging around a base for... No, it's cool.
Can I, like... I'm still thinking that this is just... like, I can't process it,
Sure.
right?
There's a lot happening right now. You've been told, 1, this person thinks vampires are real. 2, she took a bite out of someone.
Yeah.
3, there is something you can't explain happening.
Yeah.
And you're pretty sure you went to medical school, animal medical school, but you're pretty sure drugs run out of your system quicker than this.
Yeah. I guess, like, try and feel if do I have fangs? Like, what's...
kind of, if you think, like, do I have fangs? Yeah, fangs appear, and you're like, oh, fuck. Oh, but you didn't... I mean, it kind of hurt, but, like, you also, like, your skin, it does feel, like, almost harder than you... Like, you feel tough. I mean, a knife bounced off you the other day.
Yeah. I can't bite a person. I don't know how to... What?
You bite. You bite. You just bite them.
I'm not... I don't want to? Like, what? Like, huh? What?
Hold on, let me see something. You might be compelled to in a second. How do I get out of read mode? I need my thingies. Okay, let's see. I think you're gonna have to make a will. I think it's a willpower check. Let's see.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured.
Yeah, 77. No.
Although, like, willpower is built off of, like, your courage, so... I don't know how that all works. And that's what I thought was kind of weird, that, like, your conscious and your self-control makes your humanity, and then your willpower makes your courage.
Sorry, everybody. This is my first time storytelling this system. Mechanics affecting... Roles using. Here we go. 133. Okay, yeah, here we go. Nope. There was animalism. What the heck? Where am I? No, I mean, like, auspex.
Oh, weird.
Spending, roles using, mechanics affecting. In combat, accurate. I'm pretty sure you the thing is, oh man. I don't know, like, what you...
I'm pretty sure it's a willpower.
Yeah,
but...
I don't know what the difficulty would be.
Oh,
That's what I'm
right.
trying to figure out.
Right.
Hunger. That's the pages. Let me look up hunger. Roll 4 dice.
Okay.
And let's see what happens.
Will do.
Oh, here we go.
I hope that difficulty isn't too high.
Difficulty. Let's say it's 7.
1 success.
Okay. You feel like, oh, but it would be pretty good to bite them. And you could spend a point of willpower to be like, no, I'm not doing that. That's icky. To for
Ew,
sure.
gross. Ew.
But like, you were like, oh, like, I am thirsty. She did it. What is real? Maybe this isn't even real. Maybe I'm just gonna wake up and it's not even real.
I think she would probably lean towards that of like, fuck it, this is probably not even real. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Your fangs sink into Grace's neck. Diana, who did I say this one was?
I think Diana.
Okay. Your fangs sink into Diana's neck, and oh yeah, okay, now you feel full. She knows like to push you away at some point. She's like, no, I would like to continue to live my half-life. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm a ghoul. And yeah, no, you feel great.
Okay. Now I know for sure this is not real.
You've never felt this good in your life.
Put that in my morning coffee, am I right?
Oh, you can't drink coffee anymore.
I'm sorry, what?
Blood every night. You also can't go out in the sun. I have to tell you so much.
I have a job.
Well, you can join us on the road. That can be your job.
I'm pretty sure people have like appointments with me and stuff. Like
kind of looks at the other people. Should I have checked that? And they're just like, you're in charge. Like, what did you think was going to happen? She starts to kind of very sing-songy. She sings a lot of this. She kind of starts to tell you that she is what they call a daughter of cacophony. She says you are probably... She describes that your skin is tougher. You can compel people to do things with your mind. And you have a special power called... I always have to look at it before I say it so I don't butcher it. Melpomene. So in vampire game terms, you have 1 dot in fortitude, 1 dot in presence, and 2 dots in Melpomene.
interesting.
That's right.
And those are my disciplines?
Those are your disciplines, yes. I'm sorry, you have 3 dots in Melpomene. I went hard.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So mechanically, 1 dot in fortitude is what happened to you earlier. You can soak a lot of kind of what is considered lethal damage.
Okay.
Like if somebody comes out with you fire, that's not good still. She'll kind of explain like vampires do have weaknesses. They aren't necessarily like what you've heard. Like we can cross running water. Holy symbols very rarely affect us, mostly because most people are full of shit and they don't really believe it.
Yeah.
Now, if you encounter someone of true faith and they wield a holy symbol at you, you're fucked. But like there's like nobody has true faith anymore, kind of thing, because it's a world. of darkness. Fire, other vampires, and other mystical creatures. She's like, by the way, werewolves and shit are real too.
Sure. I'm just at this point accepting this as the truth of my whatever weird dream I'm in.
She starts singing that, like, so with 1 dot of presence, you can basically compel people to do, they become in awe of you. And you can sort of convince them to do things. It's not quite command, because there's like there's like still a contested thing with it. But it's basically friends. It's like charm person in fighting terms. And then Melpomene is she explains it's the daughter of Cacophony's kind of, that's going to make our pictures disappear, isn't it? Yep.
Oh, no.
Here we go. It's the daughters of Cacophony's, like, special power. Mm-hmm. A lot of this is just like, yeah, you're probably like, yep, whatever, you're crazy.
Sure.
So at the first dot, you can throw your voice mystically, basically. She did that earlier. At the second dot, you can project your voice to anyone who's ever heard it before.
Oh, okay.
So she did that. And then the third dot is you can convince people to do things via song. And the more daughters of Cacophony who sing together, the more powerful it becomes.
Rad.
So like it's like a chorus kind of thing. So she's basically like, you and me now, we can get some shit done. Like
yeah.
And she explains like the Camarilla, like there's a prince in this city that I will have to present to you. We will have to learn so much. But she says, but if you are willing, I can present you to the prince tonight. I have been given leave through my my many. Wait, sorry. Hold on a second. Pardon the baby crying. It really adds to the atmosphere.
In the world.
In the world of darkness, you hear a baby crying instead of song. She says that the prince owed her a favor, and she took it upon herself to sire a vampire. Mm-hmm. So as sort of has been implied, every vampire clan has a flaw. Technically, you are not a vampire clan. The Daughters of Cacophony are a bloodline. It's slightly different. There are 13 clans and then a bunch of bloodlines. Some of the bloodlines are very old clans that have kind of been mostly destroyed. The Daughters of Cacophony are a mysterious bloodline that no one is sure where they came from, because their discipline spread kind of matches with Ventru. But most people are like, yeah, but they kind of more fit like Toreador and Malkavian, so there's like a bunch of myths associated with them. Some people don't think you don't exist. There are 2 of you right now. You clearly exist.
There's at least 2 daughters.
There's at least 2. And a couple ghouls. Your clan weakness is that you constantly hear music. That also means that perception checks are more difficult for you now.
Okay, yeah.
So
I was gonna say like, that's not so bad, but
no, it
makes sense.
It is distracting.
Yeah.
But she says, we will learn. I will teach you so much, and together we can accomplish so much. Now that our voices join a chorus. Will you come with me?
I mean, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and this is all going to be a dream anyway, so sure. Yeah, why not? Okay. Yeah.
It feels like a dream, doesn't it?
It certainly feels like something.
she dismisses the rest of the band, and they kind of like stand up stock. They're just like, okay, and they just kind of bounce. She like takes your hands and is like really, really excited. And something you didn't notice before is like her hands are just so cold. And like you're like yours kind of are too. It's like marble hitting each other. You're just kind of like, this isn't fun.
I mean, I know I'm not used to like people interacting with me, but this is unusual, right? This isn't normal.
No, clang, clang. She's like, she kind of starts like, she's really like talking very fast now, which is, she was not before. It's like she was kind of very slow and kind of melodic before, and now it's kind of like very manic almost. And she's like, well, you can obviously quit your job at the vet and like you can just sing at night, and you'll get so many crowds and they'll just adore you, as they should.
Yeah. I mean, sure, I don't really need like crowds and stuff, but
But your talent, you shouldn't hide it under a bushel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really just trying to vibe with this is just a dream, and so yeah, sure, I'll keep going along with what you're saying. Yeah, stage, sure, people, yeah.
She kind of like, you all get back to like a more civilized area, and she kind of like looks into traffic, and she just like locks eye contact with like a taxi driver, and he just stops, kicks the other kicks his passenger out, and then pulls up to you guys.
I guess taxi.
She gestures for you to go in.
I do need to stop by a payphone at some point. Even in my dream, I should probably like call my mom to let her know to take care of my dog. Like, I've got quarters, so don't worry about it. But
she commands the person to pull over, Oz or dread gazes, them to pull over. Yeah, you can call your mom.
Yeah, just ask her to go and take care of my dog, and I'll be back eventually. I'm not sure.
Okay. Are you okay?
I don't know. Yeah, probably. I'm gonna assume that this is a dream. So yeah, I'm doing fine. Going great.
Okay.
I'll call you in a couple of days.
Okay. I'll take care of the dog.
Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome. Get back in the cab. So you drive like 20 minutes outside of town to like this abandoned ski lodge.
Mm-hmm.
And the Danny kind of leans forward, quick bites the taxi driver. She's just like, I just need a quick. Takes a couple of blood points off of him, and then just kind of like locks eyes, and it's just like, forget. He's just like, did you pay me?
I got it. Don't worry about it. And I'll slip him whatever the cab fare is.
Yeah. It's like $10 or whatever because it's 90. It's the 90s. Oh my god, it was $12. The break in the bank over here.
I don't know if I got those 2 ones, No,
and then you got a tip.
Ugh.
Okay. So heading into this abandoned lodge, the music becomes like almost tense in your head. It's like much more like kind of like a a Hitchcock soundtrack kind of thing.
Okay, yeah.
And like the voices kind of die down, and every once in a while something will like rise up in Latin kind of thing.
Okay.
You realize that the voice in your head does sound an awful lot like your like singing voice. Like,
Oh, okay.
you're just kind of like, is that what she's talking about? Like, is that the voice she's heard too?
Yeah, that's weird.
So entering into what do we got? Entering into this abandoned ski lot. It's clearly been abandoned for like since the 70s. So the decor is all like 70s, but like faded. And like clearly snow is busted in the windows a couple times. So there's like a bunch of like water damage everywhere. And there's, like a bunch of graffiti everywhere. And like none of the furniture is really intact. And there's like a bunch of loose cigarettes and like beer bottles and stuff. But you kind of head down to like what is clearly like in the lodge was like the area that kind of like overlooked like the bottom of the mountain for the skiing. It's kind of like where you would get like hot cocoa and sit and watch and stuff like that. And there's like they look like it looks like almost set it up for like Model UN. Like they dragged a bunch of tables and like there's like 7 or 8 like kind of tables and like a couple chairs at each table. And there's like, there's like how many people in here? Like a total of like 35 people in here.
Oh, okay. That's like more than I was expecting.
Okay. They're all of Maine's vampires, basically.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Danny kind of gestures for you to take a seat at one of the tables.
Oh, yeah, I'll take a sit. Again, kind of stiffly and awkwardly, like hands on my knees, just like I don't know what to do with anything right now.
The kind of someone at the top table stands up and is like, I think everybody's here. I call this meeting of the Camarilla to session. Your Prince, Gabby Torres. And a young, maybe 30 woman, Latina, kind of like jean jacket. You should just put down like a backpack that you can hear like a bunch of spray cans rattling in.
Oh, okay.
And she's kind of covered in like paint a bit. And she's like, okay, I know. Who wants to be here? Am I right? Half of y'all don't even live here. I'm sorry. Maine's not that big. I'm the prince of everybody. You're cool with it. Everyone kind of nods like we are, but she's pretty cool. She kind of lets us do what we want.
She seems pretty rad.
Yeah. Looking around, there's the guy kind of next to her is more, he's like wearing business casual. He's got like a button down shirt, long sleeve, no tie, nice slacks. He was the guy who just talked. There's a dude you're like, oh shit. Like I've stayed at his motel. His motel's horrible. Like he's like a creepy motel owner kind of thing. He's sitting at, he's like all kind of, he's like super furry, like not furry. I mean, he's hairy, but like you've just kind of never noticed like how big and hairy he is before. You just kind of would always see like just his face, like behind, a bulletproof glass window or whatever. He's like somebody like, if you've ever had to go to like, Canada or whatever, he's like halfway up and it's the only motel in 50 miles kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
So you're like, that's weird. There's he's at a table with another guy. There's a woman who's dressed like a very stereotypical 80s mom. At another,
Okay,
she's like
yeah.
a big sweater, like big chunky plastic jewelry.
Okay, yeah.
She's alone at a table. Then there's just straight up a witch. You're just like, is that a witch? Like she's like a Salem witch trial witch, like big hat, a bunch of like black lacy kind of, and she looks like she's maybe like 50 or 60. She's kind of the oldest looking one here. And then oh fuck, it's a monster. Like it's straight up a vampire monster. And now you're starting to be like, this trip was fun. This isn't fun anymore. Fun is a loose
No.
term. It wasn't really fun to begin with. That's not cool. Subconscious, not cool. That dude is missing most of his face. Like he just looks like he's a skeleton.
It's the weirdest fucking Halloween party.
Yeah. And he's just, yeah, it's like his skin is bone white. He's got like a Voldemort nose. His lips are like shriveled, and he's just wearing like super nice, like 18th century finery. You're just like, why?
I'm gonna try not
subconscious?
to look, but I'm like doing that thing where you're like actively trying not to look and like really like subconscious about like, do they know that I'm trying really hard not to look kind of a thing. They know I'm trying not to look. Fuck.
And kind of looking again, you're just like, I'm trying not to. You can see there's like this like pile of rags behind him that you're like, oh no, that's another person. Like they moved.
Oh.
It's just like, kind of looks at you. The pile of rags very cheerily waves.
I'll do like a hi.
Yeah, Danny will be like, that's Danny using Melpomene. Telepathically, he's like, that's Patsy. She's a sweetheart.
Yeah, she seems nice. I'll say back or I'll think it like in my head and assuming that that's how that works.
Yeah, she nods like she heard you.
Oh.
Then the last two tables, and then outside of this, there are just kind of people scattered around listening for the most part. But the last two tables, there's like two people just straight business suits, like, very nicely dressed. And then one person is like dresses at Chico's, like kind of like she has a giant like goblet of what is clearly blood, and she's just like sort of like vibing. It's like your cool wine drunk aunt kind of thing.
Red? Okay.
And she's just sloshing blood. In your voice you hear Danny with like a venomous tone that you haven't heard her have before. She's like, that's Rose. She's a bitch.
Rose all day, am I right?
We don't drink red wine. We're vampires. She's like, I call this, back to Gabby. She's like, I call this meeting of the Camarilla to order. Does anyone have any new business? I don't want to hear it from you, Peter. Pointing at the guy in the suit who had immediately raised his hand. Go. And Peter just starts diatribing about how, something called the Sabbat are an obvious threat, and Gabby, you are letting loose control of Maine, and we need to be looking at, these strong Ventru ties of these Ventru cities, and starts like listing like a bunch of southern cities. And Gabby's like, shut up. Philadelphia is fine. Bruja control. Boston has been in Malkavian hands for like 400 years, dipshit.
I'm gonna pretend like I know what any of those words
Right,
mean.
like it's just like nothing to you. You're just like, I don't get it. Danny's like, I'll explain. The witch. Oh, yeah, I did it again. Damn it. The witch starts talking, and she's just got like, she's speaking like old timey English, but she's got like a super thick Boston accent. She's like, "Are ye fucking kidding me, Peter?"
I never thought that those two things would
I didn't either. Well, no, she's a Salem witch.
That's great.
I was very proud of her concept. I know fucking blood magic. Don't fucking cross me.
Not gonna.
I can't believe the daughter got a fucking sire. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm like 600 fucking years old. Okay, it's cool. We're cool. Gonna get some dunks on the way home. It'll be cool. I can drink. It's a merit. Yeah, so she starts talking about like the salubri, and you're just like, that makes even less sense. Mm-hmm. She's just like, they're coming. They're fucking coming. The woman who was dressed from the 80s is like, won't someone think of the children? She like grabs a young man vampire like from the crowd and like pulls him closer. He's like, please do not touch me. Gale. So there's a bunch of like weird, politics that you don't understand because it's all made up because you're dreaming.
Yeah.
Or you're on a bad trip or whatever. Eventually, kind of the floor is yielded to Danny. Danny starts to like explain that like, she was allowed this by the prince for exemplary service in assisting, in boosting morale kind of stuff. The wine drunk aunt boos. The two business people boo. Like they're just like, fuck this. I can't believe this. The witch is glaring, but she's mostly being cool. The monsters seem pretty cool with you. Mm-hmm. And the mom is just like so thrilled that there's a new vampire. The kind of explaining that like why she chose you, and everyone's kind of like, that's why, like, because you heard her voice.
I mean, listen, I don't get it either, but
Gabby says, Danny, we get it. And she earned it, everyone. She's very, y'all don't get it. Nick, was it? Would you like to say anything?
I'll try and remember y'all when I wake up in the morning.
You can't go out in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Peter, or whatever his name is just like, see? This is unconscionable. Serenity now. Pete. Danny, make her better by next meeting. Cool? Nick? Good luck.
Thanks.
If anybody needs me in the meantime, don't need me. A bunch of people start to swarm her. She's like, fuck.
I like her. I can relate to that.
If it's not clear, Portland is Brujah controlled. And she's like a Banksy style street artist. Like that's her kind of deal.
Let's tell you.
So the meeting kind of disperses, and Danny's like, there's much we have to work on, but are you okay?
I mean, that's a big question to ask. I mean, I'm still assuming that this is all a dream. If that tells you where I'm I'm currently at.
What can I do to prove it's not?
It's just, it's a lot. It's a lot to process,
I didn't prepare you like I did the others. And I didn't even make them vampires. I just ghouled them. I think I've heard your voice for so long, and I needed it to be preserved exactly as it was.
How did you come to accept all of this?
It did take time. But I stayed with my sire for a long time. 40 years. We made beautiful music together. She was killed. We can die still.
And like hearing that she was killed, like Nic will kind of kind of break, I guess is maybe the best way to put it, for a minute, and like be like genuinely like empathetic for this person. Just kind of like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like,
she it clearly does pain her to kind of bring it up, and she nods and says thank you. I will not make the same mistake she made, although I have already committed the biggest mistake in not preparing you for this.
I mean, I want to say it's okay, but like, it's, I don't want you to feel bad in this moment. I feel like you're feeling bad enough, like.
I don't know if that's. I certainly don't feel good, but I also know deep down that I made the right choice, but I should have perhaps let you make the right choice. There's no taking it back.
I guess we're just gonna both have to live with that.
Unlive with it, sure.
Yeah. It's just gonna take some time.
We have eternity.
Gonna have to get used to that, I feel like.
And don't say day anymore. Everything's night now. You should call work.
Anybody got a payphone around here? A working one?
The Ventru hands you his giant cell phone.
Jeez. Like, you have to, like...
He pulls out, like, the battery pack in his briefcase that you have to plug it into. He was clearly embraced in 1985. Like, this is not a new cell phone.
Thanks, my guy.
I'm watching you.
Then
he clearly goes to record your phone call.
Great. Yeah, I'm assuming that it's after work hours. So I'm just gonna leave a message.
Okay. Hey. I think I'm tripping balls. Or maybe not. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, jury's still out. Point is, I am not gonna be in work for a while. So sorry.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's...
Tom will take my shifts. It's fine.
He told me.
Yeah, he owes me one.
Fuck. I just rolled one. Fuck. Okay. And with that, with Nick maybe accepting this or maybe learning more, we'll end this final night. And say, Cece, are there any outros or plugs you'd like to do?
Hi, I'm CC aka Soup aka Soupska on the Twitters and the Instagrams. And I want to plug just being kind to each other. Don't have enough of it going around in this world. So yeah, just be cool, be chill, be a kind person to other people. And also don't maybe go down in an iron lung in the middle. I don't know. Just some general advice for everyone, all those billionaires out there watching us. So, you know.
You're clearly welcome here. We've made you feel so welcome with all of our streams. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the world of darkness. It's the same world you're living in, unfortunately. Hey, do you want to play a role-playing game of personal horror? Vampire the Masquerade 20th anniversary, or 5th edition if you're into that kind of thing. There's plenty of World of Darkness games. Chronicles of Darkness, that's New WOD, New World of Darkness. Vampire the Requiem. Promethean the Created, create a Frankenman who nature hates, and mobs form against. Lots of stuff. Probably not Prometheus, or not Beast of the Primordial, not that one. But the other ones seem all cool. That's it. Be kind. That's punk. Be kind and cool. Don't eat anyone without asking first. Nailed it. Have a good... Go ahead, Cece.
Wait, we gotta do the Marty. Click a like in the bell. Smash the bell. Tell us in the comments. I don't know.
What kind of vampire
Marty always
you
does
would create.
Yeah.
And we have a whole playlist of World of Darkness things. There's there's another vampire stream. There's 8 hours of Marty and me talking about vampires. There's 2.5 hours of us talking about werewolves. Then there's 2 episodes of a werewolf show. And then there's this one. So stick around. Usually we play D&D, but we do other stuff too, like Star Wars, and we've got a couple other kind of...
offshoot games.
Yeah, kind of mini campaigns and such.
Yeah.
So have a good final night, everyone. I said the thing. I don't have the button set up. There we go.